Hi there, this is Matt Nelson, President and founder of Income for Life LLC and the creator of AnnuityBasics.org. Thank you for watching this quick video with me. We are of the view that this quick 10-minute video may be one of the most important videos that you will watch in your retirement income planning. So let's jump into this video series and let's jump into a very simple mathematical equation. Now, we are of the view here at Income for Life LLC that retirement income planning is a very simple mathematical equation that you can do on your own. We can do it for you as well. It's whatever you prefer. You don't need any sort of a financial calculator. You don't need any sort of a high-paid analyst to do this. You can do this right on your own. And literally, all you need is something like I have right here. It's a very simple calculator. As you see, this is not a financial calculator or anything fancy. If you don't have a calculator in front of you, just simply use a notepad and a pencil. You don't have to use a calculator if you don't want to, because the math will be very easy, and we'll get started on this. Now, what we hear a lot, and maybe you've heard these as well, but what we often hear are some rules, some words of wisdom, some advice that are often thrown around in the financial services industry. That the first one is called the 10% rule. Again, it's called the 10% rule. What this assumes is that if you have the capability of investing in the stock market for a long period of time, and when I say long period, I mean about 20 or 30 years, then you should expect a 10% annual return on your money. Now, that 10% rule is highly scrutinized, and you can make your own assumptions of whether or not you feel that is appropriate for you. But that is just an industry term that is often tossed around, and you can Google that and do your own research on it. So we're going to discuss that 10% rule. That's number one. Number two, there is also an assumption that for every 2 years of stock market gains, there will be one down year. So there's often thrown around there that 66, 67% of the time the stock market will be up, with only 1 year of those three being a down. Okay, we're going to use that assumption as well. Again, you can make your own judgments on that. So we're going to use the 2 out of 3. And the third that we are going to discuss is the National Financial Advisory Fee. Now, wherever you have your money right now, if it is being charged a fee to have that money managed, then you have either a high fee or a low fee. Everybody is different on that, but the national average is 2%. So we are going to use that 2% in this scenario, and you can put whatever your fee is on this if you would like. It's your math, so you can do this on your own. But we are going to use these three standard, often thrown around assumptions of 10%, 2/3 of the time the market's up, and we're going to use a 2% advisory fee. So let's get started. The first that we're going to look at is we're going to look at the stock market side. So let's assume here that you have a standard portfolio worth a very easy number of $100,000. So if you have your calculator or your notepad or whatever you're using, put 100,000 down on it. So we got 100,000 on my calculator here. The first year in our 3-year window that we're looking at, you get that 10% gain. But keep in mind, you have that 2% advisory fee on there. Remember? So you get credited 8. So you get an 8% gain in that given year. 10% gain minus 2 equals your net gain of 8. So you get an 8% gain. 8% gain on 100,000 takes you to 108,000. So you got your 108. So let's keep that on there. And that's after year 1. Year 2, stock market drops. Say it drops 10%. Now, it could drop 2%, it could drop 50%. We don't know. You cannot ever predict that. So we're just going to keep it simple and use the 10% scenario. So market drops 10%. You actually lose 12 in that year, because don't forget that 2% advisory fee is in there whether the market goes up or the market goes down. So you are down 12%. But you're down 12% from your 108 total. Remember, because that's what you grew to after that first year. So 108,000 is still on your calculator or maybe on your notepad, whatever you're using. So take your 108 times 0.12 negative equals a total now of 95,040. So that's what you have. You have 95,040 in your account. Okay, that's after year 2. Year 3, 10% gain again. Minus your 2% fee again, so you get credited an 8 on your 95,040. So 95,040 times 0.08 equals a 7,603 gain. All right, so 7,603 plus 95,040 equals a total of 102,643. So in this 3-year window, using standard financial numbers that are often tossed around, your 100,000 initial investment is now worth a total of 102,643. Now, that adds out to a 2.64% gain total over a 3-year window. That's not 2.64 annually. That's 2.64 total over that 3-year opportunity. Not very good, all right? So now, clear out your calculator, get another piece of paper, and let's do the exact same scenario, except use a fixed indexed annuity. Now, you very well have been told in the past, maybe again by that financial advisor, maybe by that neighbor across the fence, or your family member, whoever it might be, that the downside of the fixed indexed annuities is that, well, my goodness, they don't credit you very well when the market is up. They limit you on the up. So in the good years, you just don't get a good enough gain to justify it. Now, they will also tell you, well, of course, yeah, those products will protect you on the down years, but boy, they sure do limit you on the up years. Well, let's test it and let's see. So now we have that same $100,000 investment. So put your 100,000 on your piece of paper or on your calculator, and let's do this again. Now, you get that 10% gain first year. Keep in mind, the fixed indexed annuity will limit your up. So let's really limit it. Let's say that you're only going to get 60% of that up. So my goodness, you lost 40% of that stock market up. So out of that 10%, you only got a 6. Now, there's no advisory fees in a fixed indexed annuity, so you don't have that 2% fee in what we're talking about now. So you got your 6%. So now your 100,000 is now 106. Not as good as that 108 that you got on the other side, right? Agree. Now's where it gets interesting. Next year, stock market drops 10% again. Your fixed indexed annuity stays locked at 106. For that given year, you get a 0. You don't get a gain in that year because the market dropped, but you don't absorb any of those losses either. So your 106 stays at 106 for that year. Third year, market goes up 10% again. You get that 60% again, which is another 6%. On top of your 106. So you got 106,000 times 0.06. That's a 6,360 gain on the 106. Do the math on that. That means over that 3-year window, if you take your 6,360 plus your 106,000, $112,360, which nets you out at a 12.36% gain over that exact same 3-year window. These numbers don't lie. These are how these products work. And the reason that we're doing this video for you today is to really drive home the point that losses hurt much more than gains help. Because if you absorb a 10, a 15, a 20, a 60% loss in a given year, there's a good chance that you might never be able to recover from that loss. Whereas on the fixed indexed annuity side, you're protected from all of those losses, yet you still get to participate in those stock market gains. We hope that this quick mathematical equation was easy to understand for you and very easy to follow along. Of course, with any type of an annuity instrument, you definitely need to talk to your financial advisor to determine if these products are indeed appropriate for you. Ask all the questions such as early withdrawal penalties, how it works upon a death, how it transfers, etc. There's a lot of moving parts, so make sure that you check with your existing advisor to see if these products are indeed appropriate for you. If you would like to speak with my team directly, our phone number is below, and we have several links that are right over here next to me to the left, so you can get a hold of me anytime you want. And we can walk through this exact same scenario with you using your numbers, using your scenario, and we can find out if an indexed annuity would be appropriate for you for a portion of your retirement income assets. We appreciate you watching this quick video with me today. I understand that you have choices when it comes to your retirement planning, and we are honored and privileged that you are considering our firm for a portion of this. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we look forward to visiting with you soon. Bye-bye.